Happy Eid Mubarak to all our Muslim faithfuls from all over the world. It's Friday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Obiajulo Olabisi Ubo, and as usual, I have the amazing ladies with me. How are you doing today, Mariam? Happy Eid Mubarak.
Yes, Barakah Salah to all our Muslim faithfuls, our sisters and brothers, our viewers, and for me, especially to my family, my dad, Alhaji Endina, and the whole Endina family, Bauchi Road, and to my mom, who I know will be in the thick of things, trying to make sure everyone is fed. And, you know, remember we said, leave our chin-chin for us, please. Yes, so happy. Oh, okay. And of course to our colleagues, Lima and Ramatu, and their families, yes. And for me, after the show, right, Amoyo, okay. And then right after the show, I'm going off to my friend's house for Ram. But, you know, the thing is, the children are at home. So I was thinking, do I go home, get them, then go
with them?
Or maybe I just go there first, have like a pre before you go enjoyment, then go and get them. Yeah, I have like a few other places to go today, but my friend's place, I'm going to be there for a while, and I'm going to eat a lot. Just meat. You know me, I don't want to eat anything else. I just want to eat meat.
Yeah. Abigail Uchuku.
One name.
Good morning. Happy Eid Mubarak. How are you doing today?
Eid Kabir, Abi. So I love the frenzy around the celebration. You know, everyone is happy. You're seeing both the rich and the poor. They are gearing up to celebrate. And I like the fact that people who don't have much, they have people they can actually go to, like a mosque. And you can go share. Imam will share food and all that. So I like it. I wish that we can have this much love.
Sense of community.
Yes, and we don't have to wait for a particular time to show the love. We should show it all around the year, every day of the year. So I'm glad to be here, by the way.
You're looking very beautiful.
Thank you.
Abi, like a twin.
You're welcome. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you.
Mark Ojige, how are you doing today?
I'm doing amazing.
Happy Eid Mubarak.
Happy Eid Mubarak. See, Magodo people, public announcement. When I was exercising this morning, I was smelling different stage of cooking of the rice. I smelled where they were frying the onions in some people's houses. I smelled when the rice was entering the pepper in some people's houses. I smelled when the ram was being fried. I'm like, I have eaten different food at different stage of my workouts today. When I got up, I measured myself. It seemed like the smell alone had given me 2 kg. So please, let us match that 2 kg with actual food. It's really, somebody was asking me yesterday that, do you eat ram meat? I know some Christians when I say, excuse me, I am a Christian that eats ram meat. I don't see any issue with the eating of ram meat. All food is holy and acceptable to my body. So
eat to the glory of God.
So generally, I'm feeling very excited about the season. And contrary to, I feel my heart goes out to all the Muslims that, based on finance, they can't afford to. They can't afford the.
No, she's a traditionalist. She has traditional Muslim.
Please, who are we
She's
looking at?
everywhere.
Yeah, Damilola Banire.
Oh, okay. Dami has a
she's
bit
the
of
mix,
all of them.
yeah.
So she's all in one. She's a perfect combo.
Yeah,
But
so-
I'm truly happy to be here, and I'm excited for all my. Please, my phone is open. Those of you that have my number, you have killed the RAM today. Please send me a WhatsApp message with your address. I have just.
Let's do door to door.
I'm available.
We're doing a Ramid GoFundMe.
Happy Eid Mubarak. I don't have personal Muslim friends. I'm hoping to get new friends. So if you want to invite me to come and eat ram, I will come. I will eat to the glory of God, and I'll be happy. But it's a good celebration. I usually like the buzz around this time, where everybody's just trying to make sure that everybody beside them is okay. They're sharing, and all of that. It's good. But today is Friday. Mama Jiro is dropping 6 p.m. on YouTube. Yes, we're getting there. Thank you so much for my subscribers. My subscribers are growing. We've hit 4,000 plus already. Yes. So let's just keep the momentum.
Let's get to 5,000 this weekend.
Yes. Then my kids are home. Their midterm has started. I'm thinking of what to do with them this weekend.
What to do with them?
I'm tired of everything. I'm tired of all the food in my house. I'm tired of my house. I just feel like carrying my bag and going somewhere for like a staycation.
Experience something different.
Because also Sunday is August's birthday, so I'm just looking in that line. What do I do?
Please just
but let's see. Hey, go KG, all those things. Let's take a short break now. When we return, we take today's top stories in the newspapers. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back. We'll be starting the newspaper reviews with The Nation. Welcome His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. That's what's covering like half of the page, or more than half, safe. Now, Eid, President seek prayers for troops battling terrorists. Tinubu defends legacy road projects. Funding will be adequate. Army backs early voting bill. Automatic ticket in APC will consolidate democracy, says MPF. Tributes flow for Jubril Aminu. What stories do we have in The Nation?
I have the tributes for the former minister, Jubril Aminu. So our President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Vice President Kashim Shettima, governors and other distinguished Nigerians yesterday paid tributes to a former education minister, Professor Jubril Aminu. He died in Abuja at the age of 85. The president praised the elder statesman and academic icon who brought erudition and brilliance to statecraft throughout a distinguished life of service to Nigeria. The president, they said he personally penned this tribute. He expressed deep sorrow over the passing of Professor Aminu at the age of 85, describing him as a respected academic and political leader whose contributions to both the intellectual and public service spheres of Nigeria remain indelible. Professor Aminu straddled his profession and politics exceptionally, bringing erudition, brilliance to statecraft. He earned many laurels for his grit, hard work, and expertise, and left remarkable imprints in the sands of time. Professor of cardiology and one of Nigeria's most celebrated medical professionals. The late Professor Aminu's career cut across medicine, academia, diplomacy, and high public office, just for time. And then they went further to give us his bio and all that he did, the offices that he held, and the achievements and awards that he received throughout the course of his life. I just remember being in school, and you know, when we would do the ministers of the Professor Jibril Aminu was a name that seemed to reoccur. I think every other year or administration, yes, really, he had different offices, and what a way, you know, to have lived your life. And you know, sorry, one last thing, I just like how the president's tribute talked about hard work, great. He didn't talk about money. He didn't talk about, you know, there's so many things that's so material that sometimes we forget.
Houses,
in the end, he didn't talk about his houses, his cars. He talked about his grit, his hard work, and the impact he made in on his country. So, may so rest in peace.
Which are the stories?
So for Eid, President seeks prayers for troops battling terrorists. In his message today, our President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, yesterday, he urged Nigerians to pray for troops that are battling bandits and terrorists in the northeast and northwest. And he said we should continue to pray for the frontline officers who risk their lives for the protection of common man. And as Muslims are celebrating the Eid-el-Kabir today, the president is saying that while they celebrate, they should remember those on the front line and continually pray for them. He also congratulated the Muslim faithfuls, and he's saying, let us pray for our leaders. They need the prayers. Leaders at all levels, all around our country. And also let us pray for peace in the world. And also he just said that he's praying for, people should pray for God's guidance and blessings in our country. So generally it's the message for everyone. Praying for peace, protection of the frontline fighters, and also that we'll have a saner world in Nigeria and world over.
I took a bit of that story. So he's also talked about the economy. He said he's laying a good foundation for the economy, that though it's difficult, but the decisions they are taking was necessary to foster growth and development. And he said his reforms have already started yielding dividends, but there are better days ahead. Just talked a bit more about what the administrations have been doing so far.
Still on what the president is doing, I have the story. You know, it's still media analysis. So the president is in the news and will be over the next few days talking about his achievements. So this time he's talking about he was defending the Legacy Road project, and then he highlighted that the funding will be adequate. He said most people don't understand what he's trying to do. This was at the flag off of the Lagos-Calabar highway, where they said they have completed the first 30 kilometers. One surveyor went to the place and said that he felt the president was going to drive through the road and see what has been done, because he's measuring it. He said he never reached 30 kilometers. Say, President, let us inform you what they've done has not reached 30 kilometers. But the president said that is part of the funding will be adequate. People are assuming that they don't know what they're doing. He said that that most people cannot grasp, that the critics fail to grasp the methodological structure of the project, suggesting that they are complaining about the cost and should be prepared that the cost, they already know the cost will be factored into the toll fees, and it is done section by section, and that they're not giving the contract at once to one company, that they will be unable to verify if the company actually did what they are meant to do, but that they are awarding it phase by phase and ensuring that each phase is done before they award the next phase. Then he mentioned another 10 kilometers that they've done between the Sokoto-Badagry highway. You know the way we have Lagos to Calabar, there is Sokoto to Badagry that will be cutting across across Kebbi, Niger, Kwara, Oyo, Ogun, and then Lagos. And that is a very important highway that was envisioned 50 years ago under President Shehu Shagari, but is being brought back under the renewed hope agenda, that they've already done 10 kilometers of that road as well. So they have major legacy
Imagine when they
projects
turn that to a real line.
It will be
speed of connecting the country.
Yes. So let's move on now to the Punch. Salah Tinubu promises economic rebound, urges prayers for soldiers. IG moves to secure Eid prayers as governors. Atiku others greet Muslims. Gridlock worsens. Trump's new bill may slash Nigeria's $21 billion remittances. USSD war, telcos oppose airtime charges for bank transfers. We'll do a story and do a short break. Who's ready to go?
Trump's new bill may slash Nigeria's $21 billion remittance. They say Nigerians' foreign exchange earnings from diaspora remittances may suffer a major blow following the passage of a new bill in the United States that seeks to impose a 3.5% tax on money transfers sent by non-citizens to recipients abroad. The provision is contained in the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, a sweeping legislative package by the U.S. President Donald Trump and recently passed by the U.S. House of Reps. So if it's enacted into law, the remittance tax will apply to all international money transfers made by individuals who are not U.S. citizens, including green card holders and temporary visa recipients. The tax is expected to be deducted at the point of transaction by banks and remittance platforms and remitted to the U.S. Treasury on a quarterly basis with no exemption threshold. The tax will affect even the smallest of transfers and could significantly alter the behavior of senders. Nigeria is one of the top recipients of remittances globally and is expected to be among the hardest hit. According to the central bank, personal remittances to the country reached $20.93 billion in 2024. in 2024, making it the highest level in 5 years and a critical component of Nigeria's balance of payments. They said that figure rose to 8.9% year on year. The CBN, the Center for Global Development, ranked Nigeria among the top 10 countries most exposed to the proposed tax alongside Mexico, India, China, and the Philippines. There's something here I want to, because there's a lot of information, but we have here, according to the Agosto Diaspora Remittance Industry Report, Africa received an estimated $94.8 billion in diaspora remittances in 2023, with Egypt and Nigeria being the primary recipients, accounting for nearly half of the continent's inflows. And so with this new big, beautiful bill, which I'm still finding it hard to accept that is a real name for a bill.
With Trump, anything is possible.
Yes, that, we would see how this would impact. This would impact us heavily. So it may mean less people sending or finding undocumented ways to send it, you know, or just...
We'll be fine. This is Nigeria. We will always survive. Let's take a breather here. When we come back, we'll continue the newspaper reviews. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam.
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show. Ladies
and gentlemen, #1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for #1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying.
So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
This is. That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the better useless? What is it?
That woman.
Damn!
Today we'll go here.
Hey!
Let's catch up now.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. Entertainment with Pure Entertainment.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past few years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria, but
Welcome back. We're still reviewing the Punch. I have a story here. Telecom operators under the Association of Licensed Telecommunications Operators of Nigeria have refuted claims by deposit money banks, that's the DMBs, that the Nigerian Communications Commission instructed them to deduct unstructured supplementary services data transaction fees, that's the USSD, directly from customers' airtime balances instead of their bank accounts. Miriam took the story day before yesterday. But they're also saying that they've been growing concerns from several customers, banks, including United Bank for Africa, that's UBA, First City Monument Bank, and Fidelity Bank, issuing notices indicating that from June 3rd, 2025, USSD banking charges will no longer be deducted from bank accounts, but directly from airtime. Now, Alton, however, insisted that no such directive came from the telecom regulator. The banks have not even fulfilled the conditions precedent to migration. NCC does not regulate banks and has no oversight over them. If anyone is to direct the banks to migrate it, it should be the Central Bank of Nigeria, not the NCC. That's the Alton chairman, Wenga Adebayo, who was saying, he says the telecom industry is technically ready to end user billing, but most lenders have failed to meet critical regulatory and operational conditions, including clearing historical debts and providing systems for errors reporting and compensation mechanisms. So the banks are still even owing them. They can't even migrate, into the end user billing. And then you are saying that NCC gave you a direction. NCC does not have the power to give that direction. They should not lie on them. That's what they're saying. So however, they want to resolve the issue. Let's know how much you are paying. Last.
Who can be a proper mediator?
There's NCC.
Maybe the CBN.
NCC is the only they're the ones that
they are not supposed to be the ones.
Somebody is.
So who should?
Something is happening that should not be happening.
Jesus will come down.
Communities must support fight against banditry, says CDS. So the Chief of Defense Staff, Lieutenant General Christopher Musa, he has stressed that banditry and terrorism cannot thrive without the support of rural residents. He said that these people come to your area, and if you don't show them around, if you don't harbor them,
you're not complicit.
Yes, they will not be able to carry out whatever they are doing. But people should learn to fight, and people should come together and fight terrorism, because it involves the lives of people, as he has said. He was speaking at the launch of the Presidential Community Engagement Peace Initiative and North Central Peace Summit in Jos Plateau State. And this was organized by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Community Engagement, North Central. Musa stressed the crucial role of community involvement in combating insecurity. As he said, it's critical for Nigerians to take ownership of the armed forces, to understand that they need our support. So there's one campaign they used to do that time. If you see something, say something. If you're seeing movements that you're not familiar with, or people that you're not familiar with, you should say something.
Let me quickly take the story about federal government destroying 3,867 illicit firearms. So this this destruction of the firearms took place at the Muhammadu Buhari cantonment in Giri, Abuja, and it was conducted by the National Center for Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons. It marked the 4th of such operations since the establishment in 2021. And speaking at the event was the Director General of the NCCSALW, the retired Deputy Inspector General of Police, Johnson Kukumo, said that this 3,865 firearms destroyed consists of different small firearms captured during operations and recovered from criminals who surrendered their arms during the initiative. According to him, some of the illicit, there's another batch of illicit weapons that were intercepted in One, Port Harcourt, and the ones found at Nako shed in the Muritala Mohammed Airport, and they are currently undergoing investigations to sort out the legal process. They would also be destroyed. We know that Nigeria has a big issue with small arms everywhere. So the destruction is a way to ensure that if you keep it, it might be sold and end up in the arms of another person. So we're happy with the this that they're doing, which is destroying them as they find them.
All right, Daily Sun, fierce panic in Rivers, Kwara, Imo over killings and abductions. Only Tinubu can lead us to Nigeria of our dreams. Wike calls for collective efforts to reclaim nation's dreams. President commissions 300 million USD Afri-Exim Bank AMCE hospital. It says it will create 35,000 jobs, reverse migration out of Nigeria. Military trained 1,470 core agents to tackle insecurity in Edo, says Governor Okpebolo. What stories do we have in the
Sun? Has enveloped the Agwa community in Oguta Council area of Imo State. This is following killing of 5 people and the kidnapping of 3 members of the community by suspected Fulani herdsmen who also forcefully took over sections of the farmland on Wednesday. A source, and they describe this source as as dependable. They say the Fulani herders on Wednesday, 4th of June this year invaded the oil-rich community, killed no fewer than 5 indigents of the clan and wounded others. It was also gathered that the hoodlums that same day kidnapped at least 3 persons and the victims are still in their custody. The source also said the Fulani herders were heavily armed, had first started at Umwepu town in Mbano Autonomous Community, where they allegedly shot 1 young man dead and wounded others, including the elder brother of the man they had killed. It was also gathered that the herdsmen killed 4 persons, including a young woman and an Okada rider along the Oku-Ogbaku road. They said 2 weeks ago the herdsmen launched a serious attack on Umeku and Obiakuma communities, where they shot a pregnant woman and others who were still receiving treatment in the hospital. Then they said 2 years ago the people of Agwa, since 2 years they've known no peace as a result of these incessant attacks and kidnapping by the herders. They were said to be kidnapping people along the major roads leading to the clan, particularly Amakohia Ubwa Agwa Road, Obibi Obaku Agwa Road, Oku Obaku Agwa Road, and Ejemekuru Agwa Road. Headsmen who have
you pronounce it well.
The headsmen who have been raping our women in the bush have always adopted different strategies during operations. Prominent among them is the blocking of the road with their cows, so that any vehicle or motorcycle that gets to that point must slow down or park. This method makes it possible for them to now kidnap, attack, rob, and even rape our women easily. This is sad because we've spoken about Benue State, we've talked about the North, and then we're hearing about it even now constantly. You know, it used to be like once in a while you hear in the Southeast.
Now it's back to back.
Now it's back to back.
Yeah, so you have a story?
That's all we can take.
Yeah, that's all we can take.
The court is taking annual vacation. I didn't know that the court takes annual vacation for that long. From July 20, from July 28 till September 16.
How many weeks?
All federal high court. That's over about 6 weeks. I think it's about.
They have to rest too now.
July to August, 3 months.
They have to rest, but I don't.
You've never had a court case that will tell you that they have gone on recess and they go for months.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I think that they should do it in the way other. Yeah. So
they say
the court will be running,
open, but
then some judges will go. You know, when you take your leave, like
but if they do that, if your judge goes on.
You can wait, but the other, if your own judge is around,
I'm saying you as the
another judge,
as the person that has the case.
Yes, you still wait.
Yeah, true. There's no way to avoid it.
Thank you, ladies. I wanted to take a story here, but we don't have time. That's all we can take on the newspaper reviews. When we come back, we'll move on to the stories for today. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past few years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regular.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Okay, that's all we
Nigeria,
can
but
take.
I choose to stay.
Close the show, G. Fadala.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does show dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying.
So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the better? You scissors. What is his name?
That woman.
Damn! Yeah,
Today we'll go here.
Hey!
Let's catch up now.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay tuned to TVC Entertainment for Pure Entertainment.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.
Thanks for staying with us. So joining us now is our senior reporter, TVC News, Chenemi Bamai. He will be giving us updates from Mokwa, Niger State, where over 180 people died. He will also be updating us on the relief materials sent, the temporary shelters built, and the latest, especially as today is Salah. Welcome, Chenemi. Are you there?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Yes, amazing. So we would like to know what exactly is happening in Mokwa at the moment. I would like to know what sort of reliefs the people in that area have gotten so far. I know that the news had told us how much Peter Obi had given when he visited. There was also a governor's wife who supported with a couple of millions as well. But what other reliefs have you seen on ground being there?
Okay, good morning, everyone. So I think so far the biggest aid that has come or relief that has come from the federal government. Day before yesterday, Vice President Ketima visited this place and announced a donation of 2 billion naira from the president to help in taking care of the biggest issue, which is resettlement of the people. And then since then, we've been seeing different agencies coming in and providing food for the people. UNICEF is there, they're setting up a camp. Even the National Emergency Management Agency and State Emergency Management Agency is called, they're setting up a camp. The camp is beginning to take shape. There's water in the camp, there's food in the camp. Even though majorly the people don't stay in the camp, so they only come to the camp to eat. They cook for them there, then they return to the homes of their relations where they are taking, where they are putting up, and then taking refuge. So that's the major update so far. I also saw that the started supplying blankets and mattresses, just to help them keep warm and sleep properly.
So I wanted to find out from you. Can you hear me? I wanted to find out from you.
I can hear you.
Fantastic. If from your observation, was there any particular reason some of them are not living inside the camp? Maybe there are things that needs to be done there that will make them live there. Another thing is how they, when you saw them, how are they faring themselves? Like, how do they look in general? Yes.
Okay, so these people are the most set of resilient people that I've seen. You won't believe that these people lost so much in this flood. You see whole families wiped out, whole extended families wiped out, and I'm not even joking. Then you find families where they've lost 16 persons and only one person is alive. Some people lost 9, and then they're the only ones alive. But you see them living on, you see them, they're hopeful, and those that did not suffer loss are helping to take in those that suffered loss, those whose houses were damaged. So, which is why the people did not stay in the camp. They had villages close by that they could stay with. But part of the major problem is because the camp did not have the requisite facility that they need, that should be in place. So that was why they refused to go. So they told me that there's nothing in the camp in the early days, but now they're beginning to bring in matters. But now they're used to stay with their relations, so they just come to that place, they eat, and then they go back.
Okay, so can you hear me?
Yeah, obviously.
I can hear you.
Are they celebrating Salah there? Is there any form of celebration or what's going on over there as regards the festivity?
All right, so today is Salah, and I'm right here at the Eid ground. Where you have this, where you have the Eid prayers, and the people are just finished praying. You could see the mammoth crowd in this place. They're so huge. The troops came, just to pray. But they've done something differently this year. They say they're not celebrating. The state government also gives that order that no form of cultural celebration should be carried out, just to honor the memory of the dead. And they also said that tomorrow they'll be gathering at the central mosque just to pray for these people. So Salah in Mokwa is done. It is being carried out in a low key and in a very sad mood. So they're keeping it low. They observe just the basic prayers, and that's all. Nothing more is happening here.
May God continue to comfort them. Amen. But I'd like to know, because you are there, sometimes we read the papers, we hear this large amounts of money that has been, sent over to them. But, unless you are there on ground, how do you see, impact-wise, I'm not talking of the money, but like impact-wise, do you think that the amount of money we're hearing that's been sent there, that is showing already? Or is there something that you're concerned about, just looking at it and think you should highlight and bring government's attention to it?
All right. I've been here for maybe the past 6 days. I've been on ground covering this story. And the early days, I've talked about how aid was not coming in and how the relief response was not so swift. But after a few things turned around, and which is what they're experiencing right now, that aid is now coming in. Okay. But when it comes to monies, I don't think the monies have been spent yet, because we're hearing some visions coming from people. There are people that the governor's wife, for example, donated 50 million naira. Some other people gave those kind of monies. I believe that they are trying to put in those funds together to work into resettling the people. That's what I believe. So I expect that in the coming week, proper arrangements should be marshaled out, or proper plans should be put on ground for resettling them and just building a place for them. So I expect that probably that's what they're putting the money together for. But for aid is beginning to come. But I don't know how long the aid that we have so far, how long it can sustain these people.
Yeah, so before I let you go, Cheneni, what's the atmosphere right now? Is there like a feeling of hope or more of despair in that area?
Like I said, these people are resilient. I mean, last night, I went to interview some of them. I needed to see where they are putting up right now, where they're sleeping. Okay. And then, I spoke to a young man that was just 10 months old in marriage. He lost his wife in the flood. So his wife put to bed just a couple of days. She went to her mom and mother's house to put to bed. Then she returned home. And the very next day that she returned, the flood happened. He lost his wife. He lost his baby. He lost his mother. And the guy was talking to me. But you could see the resilient spirit in them. They're not giving up. They're just saying, look, we want to get back to life. Whatever it is that people can help us with, especially the government, resettle us, and let us continue with life. I know that probably maybe the reality has not set in very well right now, but I know that these people need a lot of psychosocial support, and I think it's not something that we should joke with. I spoke to a young girl that just put to bed. She came back home to put to bed. You know how she came back home to put to bed? She doesn't live here. And the flood happened, and her newborn baby was swept away. In fact, she's still at the hospital right now. She's still at the hospital because her body has not she just put to bed. So that's what these people are going through. And it will be an understatement to say that these people need every support that they can get. I think relief agencies should learn to send maybe therapists or something just to come into this place and speak to these people and help their mental health as well.
This is really thank you so much. Thank you, Cheneni, for being on ground to cover the story. We'll still follow up, and we're hoping that a lot more people, a lot more individuals, a lot more organizations would contribute to the welfare of these people, and wish them all the best. May all the lost souls find peace. Thank you so much. We have to let you go now. That's all we can take on this segment. When we come back, we'll move on to the stories for today. Stay with us.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past few years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regular.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Okay, that's all we can take.
I choose to
Ejeki, close the show, Yi Fadala.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym to get getting fat.
Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference?
There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying.
So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
Thanks for staying with us. So actor Stanley Nze went on his social media page and made a post which garnered a lot of attention. And he says, poverty has convinced many women that a man's love isn't real unless he gives them money. And so you brought up a conversation. Many people were for and against. That's not true. A man's love is pure. Why are women always waiting for money? It's because they don't have. It's because they cannot make their own money. And we decided to jump on it this morning and talk about it. What do you think about this? A man's love. It's poverty that has made a man's love without money look like it's not real love. And I know that many of you people married for love on this team.
But we're a different generation, actually.
Yeah. Okay.
And even at the time when I was getting married for love, there was already conversations around the fact that, can he take care of you? Can he? What does he do? So that's always a question of, is this person responsible? But in most cases, we want to know how do we know if someone really loves you? Is the sacrifice he's willing to make for you. So if you are thinking of me and you come back home and like you come to visit me and you bring food, and the next day you come to visit me, you bring earring, the next time you come, you bring a shoe, I would automatically feel like this person really, really cares about me, thinks about me, because every time he comes, there's this thoughtful gifting gesture. But the gifting gesture sometimes might cost money. And so, and as the world has become, the younger generation have become more materialistic in how they are weighing showing of affection. We're no longer taking the letter as a show of love. You know, before they would write us one very long letter written from a heart of love with a pen dipped in the ink of my blood, and you know, all those things that would shock you, and they will write a very long, like someone, they will write a very long, like, I was thinking of you, I woke up this morning and I remembered you and I thank God for you. As I was going to eat my lunch, I just thought about it and I felt, have you eaten? And you know, somebody will write that and bring it to you, and you feel, so much love. But you give a young girl that kind of letter and it's like, now this one I want chop.
I love
so what Stan is saying is a reflection of the energy of the moment, where if a man genuinely loves someone, the only way they can think of showing it is by having money to express it, because we have not given them the opportunity to be creative with other things. We don't want flowers. Even if you buy the flower for 1 million, flower that will die.
It's not our culture.
It's not. Don't give me flower. Mariam will take a plant. He will take a pot of plant. But like majority of people will be like, we don't want. We don't want flower. We don't want all of that. You know. So the world is changing, and we are curbing men. And now we have a group of men that derive their ego from being able to say, I'm sending you money. I'm the one taking care of you. I love you. And you're asking me if I love you when I bought you car. You're asking me if I love you when I bought you phone. But you really are not showing love. So this is a very important conversation to have.
Yeah, define love. What do you mean you're not showing love when you bought me car? Define love. Let me come to Abigail.
Okay, I was just jotting down stuff. You know, I like to jot down. I feel like, sadly, it's looking like that's the reality. It's looking like that's the reality, because when you're going into a relationship, it's not just one gender, it's not just for women. The man will ask you, what do you bring to the table? There are men who will settle down with a woman because of the influence she has. Some men look at this lady as she has it, okay, she comes from a good family, my child's future is secure. So it's not just the woman or the man alone. But I just feel that this particular statement is cliche. It's the lies we tell ourselves that it's because of money that the guy loves you. And we know deep down that if that money is not even the love. Most people who do that, they know it's not love, because they just want to lie to themselves and accept that, okay, at least there's something I'm benefiting, because it's better to be crying in a Bentley than laughing in keke and all that. So I also feel that sometimes I feel women have learned a lot from their predecessors, the ones who came before them. They've seen that even the love doesn't pay, most times. Some people, they will ask you, my mother enjoyed with my father, she went to the market, we were eating one food once a day. Where did he pay off? My father still married another woman. Yeah. So it's better for me to eat the money and know that I'm eating this money, you know. So they'll say, live love. You know, Davido said, love is sweet, but when money enters, it is the truth. We that are women, we are wired in such a way that once you, even if you don't like the man, with time, if you're seeing those things, you just gravitate naturally. It will warm up to the person. So if they are giving you gifts, even if you don't love the person, you will just love naturally, you know. So
your love will blossom.
It does. So relationship have become very transactional these days. It has become very, very transactional. And people go into relationships for what they can get. Sadly. In fact, love is even the last now. I don't think people see love first. They will see, okay, now some people will say, can she raise my family? Is she good enough to bear my last name? Okay, what does she bring to the table? Okay, love. You know,
love is the last
love is now the last. That's what it's strictly my opinion. Love looks like the last thing on the table right now.
Because you've seen people that are in love and then things didn't work out. So you're thinking, let me not lead with that.
Let me demystify a few things.
Okay.
In Nigeria, you know, when we have these conversations, we should localize it.
Yeah.
In Nigeria, if a person sends you a bouquet of flowers, real flowers, not poor, I can assure you.
Yeah, it's not poor.
It's so important that they will pluck it from the ground. And maybe it's the least that person. But if a Nigerian sends you flowers,
it's money.
It's money.
Does that mean he loves you?
No, I'm just saying because it was an example of someone who does not have money that gives you flower.
No, not that.
Not in Nigeria. In Nigeria, if they go to the flower shop and ask them to put together a bouquet of flowers for you.
A good, yeah.
So
no, it wasn't an example for not having money. It's an example for they'll say, am I going to eat the flower?
Yeah.
Yes, I want to eat the flower. I want to eat. I want you to give me something.
No, but okay, which is also if you're looking for money, then you'll be looking for the green flags that this person may have money.
Give us
so
some.
if the person can give you flower, okay, maybe there's money behind this green flag. I don't know if asking for money is because of poverty, and I don't know if asking for money is the word I want to use. Let me say generosity, and generosity can come in any form. So giving money and things like that. I feel if a man is not generous towards you, I don't think he loves you. I feel that way. Okay. And I remember a particular conversation. I was much younger, and I don't know why we're talking about it. It just came to mind. I remember my mom talking to one of her sisters. They were talking about a cousin, and she had visited his wife, you know, and they got talking. And the wife said, do you know your cousin hasn't bought me anything before? He has never bought anything. And they were newlyweds. She says even small earrings he's never bought for me. And they were surprised. Why is that? She says, well, she understands that things are really tough. So these are people who did not have money. Okay. They knew, so nobody was deceived into anything. They understood that these were people that are going to start from the ground up. I remember my mom saying, no, we need to talk to him. Even if it's a little biscuit on your way back, you know, you give it to him. You make sure you give it to her. So this act of generosity is important. So when because many times, men may want to put it under is because she wants something. She wants money. That's why she does not know. But sometimes generosity is a red flag, is a green flag. It says, okay, you're thinking about me. It's not even how much money. That one is a different conversation. But many times, not even how much money you give the person. Is that you took the time. Yeah. You hear some people say, you know, I remember one of my friends when we were in school. She would talk about her boyfriend. She says, he's so different. Do you know when I had cramps, I went to his hostel. He warmed water for her. He did all these things. Like, how many boys even know what to do? And she kept on. I remember, had a lot more money than that particular boy. And they dated throughout because of his thoughtfulness. Is that generosity? So many men, because you don't have money, then you don't show any form of generosity in any sense. Then you say, she does not like me because I don't have money. How else have you shown her generosity? How else have you shown her that you're thinking about her? I don't have money now. There are some men that have married like the biggest, baddest babes in money and everything because of their words, because of their kind thoughts towards the person. When we say potential, what do we mean? It does not mean that I'm looking at your account and it's looking like, it will rise tomorrow. No, it's showing, you know, that there are things that you are doing
who you are.
Either work, either hard work, the job that you have, and also how you see thoughtfulness, how you see me. He does not have anything to see this man. Oh, he bought me this bag. It's fake. Oh. It's fake. You now be sad for him that that's what he can afford, but you keep it aside because it's the thought that counts. So, so sometimes it's not about just money. It's about thoughtfulness towards the person.
Yeah, I love all the angles that you have come to, and I would like to add a few things before I come to Abigail, because Abigail is ready. This is something that I've always told people. I say we have all been lying to ourselves, and the earlier we wake up, the better. When I hear things like things are now transactional now, I laugh. Things have always been transactional. Relationships have always been transactional. It just was not in monetary form. We're sitting back and saying a lot of women are now beginning to demand, what do you bring to the table? If you don't have money, I'm not going to. Men have always calculated. See, all this love that we are lying to ourselves that they married us for love. Trust me, our husbands did not just look at love when they wanted to marry us. They looked at our capacities. They looked at what can this person do? How can this person hold my home? How can this person carry my child? How can this deep? Men have always been calculative. It's now women are beginning to calculate. Men from inception have always been calculative. Once it's time to settle down, there are certain things that they don't just marry you because they love you. That love has grown something. There's something they had checked for them to invest their love in you. Men have always been calculative. I will take it to the bank and collect good money on this. Men have always been. How dare you disagree with me? Men have always been calculative. From the time marriage started, from the days of old, they had reasons for marriage.
Maybe don't say men.
No, men.
Because
women,
even the families are calculating.
Thank you. Women are waking up to the calculation now. And that's what we're seeing. And that's why many men are now shouting that they now want you to have this. They want you to have that. Men have always wanted you to have certain attributes before you put you in the house. So those attributes, what is it? It's not transaction. It may not be monetary. But they are attributes that they are looking for. Where did this phrase, wife material, come from?
Wives also have their strategy. Women also have the strategy.
They've always done it.
I think it's what you're trying to make.
Women now have never really done it the way men are doing. They are beginning to do it now. And that's why people are shouting. Because how marriage started in the first place was many of the times women were being betrothed. I'm taking it back to history now. Families will make the conversation on your behalf. Yes, and in those conversations that they are having, they are negotiating. What is this family giving to me? It has always been transaction. Now we moved it to I now fell in love with this person. Maybe they betrothed you, but you don't like the person. Women now started going for love. Now looking back, they now realize that the love has not paid a lot of people. So why do I just put only the love? Or they now started, even though the love was there, I cannot love a mad person. Get me? I cannot love a mad person, right? For me to even love you, to give you a chance to love you, I have calculated some things. And that's transaction. Because there were many people in my front. I loved one person. You think I did not calculate what I was going to benefit from that? We just don't voice it out. But it has always been there. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past few years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome back. We're still having this conversation about a post that came out from an actor who says that poverty is making a lot of women feel that if a man doesn't have money, he doesn't love them. And I was trying to land the point, starting from how marriage started and how everything has always been transactional. It's just that we are now moving into a phase where we can now monetize the transaction. The sort of transactions we had back at the time were not monetized in certain instances, right? But now many people are now beginning to monetize the transaction. Does not invalidate the fact that transaction has always occurred in relationship, and that was my point. Now I'm saying, in hearing him, I'm understanding that a man's heart, my personal opinion, is where his investment is. If a man is not invested in you, he does not love you. Now the investment could be monetary. The investment could be care. The investment could be quality time. The investment could also be all-encompassing. But the idea that a man does not give you what he has, whether it's his time, is his care, is his priority, is his money, he does not give you, shows that he does not love you. Because the natural instinct of a man is to play the hero, is to serve. Even God said it, love your wife as Christ loved the church and gave himself for it, right? So if a man, you are in a relationship with a man who does not give of anything, money, care, time, no form of investment in you, he does not love you. So I'm not catching it at just money. Some people are naturally generous, so they may have the money and they will share the money with you. Some people are not so generous, but is it generous in other ways? Is it generous in his time with you? Is it generous in how he prioritizes you? That is where his investment is. And I've also heard from all these people that do things, that the more a man gives you his money now, I'm talking money now, the more he gives you his money, the less he's willing to let you go. Yes, the more a man spends on you, because he'll be looking at, so as you are going, my investment is going, the less he's willing. So he's giving you because he's feeling that you are a part of me. Whatever I'm giving to you will also find a way to come back to me. So if he gives you less or he doesn't give you at all, you need to question what he really feels about you. That was where I was taking it to. Let
me take it to another place where we have men who are at a stage of their life where they don't have money. And there is need, every human being needs affection. And we have now created a narrative of transaction that they feel they can't play there. And we have a generation of young men who are doing everything possible to make money so that they can also be able to talk to that girl or be able to have love or be able, and that is the only way they see it. And conversations, social media posts, all are pushing that narrative that if you don't have money, don't go and meet that girl. No, but if they will not agree to you, you need to go and make money. So anyhow, if I need to kill one to make money so I can now spend the money on another,
we have Ade on the line. I'll come back to you. We have Ade on the line. Good morning, Ade. Are you there?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
You had me on for 30 minutes.
Hey, we are sorry, sir.
Apologies.
Apologies. We didn't know.
Welcome to all Muslim brother and sister in Nigeria.
Yes, thank you.
I want to correct you. The men marry for love. Men don't calculate, but the family of the man calculates.
Calculation, I see.
And I say to you, when you see a lady you want to marry, something must entice you. Either her beauty or whatever, or our status, and then you get carried away with that love. But when you now introduce her to your family, you will now be seeing what you can't see. So they will not be calculating and be checking. So they will not decide for you that we don't support this girl, and they will tell you this is the reason. Or we love this girl, it's okay. So men marry for love. But the family of the man is the one that calculates. So don't take this as the bank. So you won't lose your money.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, so
I like that.
I was talking about the fact that we now have a generation of young people that do not understand that there are other ways you can show care. So Mariam gave an example of someone sensitivity to their cramps and the fact that they are willing to. For me, my love language is act of service. Yeah. You help me carry something. You carry. You see me carrying load. You carry for me. You see me thinking about something. You are brainstorming with me. Yeah. Oh God, you have loved me. If you give me money and you're not giving me that, you're not showing up for me, you don't love me. You can throw money at the situation, and I've always been like that even before I even made money. So it's not even a conversation around that. So we are so focused, and as a society we're moving so focused to money that we're losing other core areas of intelligence that we're supposed to have. So we see men that they lose their job, they lose money, and they lose themselves. Men lose themselves, they lose their sense of self-worth because they feel I can no longer be a man because I no longer have money. That's not true. You are a man. You can be kind. There are a lot of things you can give to a relationship without money. When you make the money, give it. But the other things are also important so that we don't just raise people that are only seeing money, but they're not seeing kindness, they're not seeing sensitivity. They're not seeing. There was a post I saw this morning and a lady was saying somebody wanted to go in on a divorce. Why you want to divorce? The man has not beat you. The man is not violent. He's taking care of responsibility. They said the man is emotionally unavailable to the child. That their 3-year-old child now is scared to laugh, she's scared to cry because the husband feels that petting and pampering, this petting a child is spoiling that child. So she said, I'm looking at my 3-year-old child and I'm worried that I don't want, what would be this girl's future if she continues to grow like this? That is a family that has money, but the man does not understand other areas of what makes a complete human. Let us push for that complete humanity as well as we are pushing for financial responsibility from the men.
Okay, I have a caller on the line, Ola from Lagos. Good morning, Ola.
What's going on?
Are you there, Ola?
Thank you.
Go ahead, huh?
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, my contribution this morning is that the reason why marriage is we are believing what we can give, not a real foundation of marriage, is that before the marriage, before we understand marriage is about the family affair. You know, the whole day, our father married for our brother, our mother married for our sister. We look for the husband, this is a boy because we are related, let we marry them. But the problem we have nowadays is that we as a human being, we bring in a material into marriage. And when that material is no longer there again, we lost everything, we lost trust, we lost caring, and we lost empathy. That is the problem we are facing. But because most of us bring in material thing, we bring in our position into it, we bring in our career into it, we bring in our qualification into it. That is why the marriage is not working. We are not living the marriage for our marriage affair. Let the marriage constructing that marriage. That is why the problem is mainly in marriage today, and divorce is mainly, and the poverty level in marriage become. Without people that don't have money cannot marry any longer. That is the challenges. That is also my opinion this morning.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Ola. Yes, Abigail.
So I was going to say that you know that a man can actually give you money and more than enough money and still not love you.
Yeah. At all.
You know, right?
100%.
Because I feel that most of these guys, and they now hide under the mask of I have money, I'm gifting you money, and you're not the only one they are gifting. They have side chicks everywhere that they are gifting the same money.
True.
And you know, women are usually very moved by what they see, and most of them, I don't want to use that word now, is denigrating. So most women, they are easily attracted to what they see or how they feel. That most times guys say you people don't think beyond what you see. So most guys mask it, and I feel that this thing of the guy must have money to take care of me, it's actually a poverty mentality, and the poor ones are the crusaders. You know why? Because an independent person, a woman who has her own means of livelihood, the first thing for her is not what are you giving me to prove your love, is what can you do to help my future, what can you do to build with me, what can you do to make me happy. They are not thinking of money first. So that's why most men, they have the bragging right to call women gold diggers, because the women who do, how much do you have account? They're usually the poor ones, those ones in the streets that are yet
if you does
to
not have $1 million,
yes, and if you don't have 5 million, those ones, if you check their account balance reads 0.00. Yes, exactly, because women who know what they want. I don't think any of us on the table here, busy, I know you like money, but I know that you will want a man that will help you fulfill your dream, that will be a partner, a man who will understand you. Like someone like me, if you have all the money in the world, if we don't have a headway, if we don't have if you don't have the intellectual capacity to align with me, or you don't fall into the dream line that I have carved for myself, I can't marry you because of money. So I feel that this poverty mentality is the reason most guys are doing this. But we will not even forget that these guys who are complaining that women need money, you're always asking for money, they forget that in turn they too want to actually sleep with the lady before marriage. Yes. So why they are complaining is like you're dipping your hand and pointing at someone, meanwhile the other ones are pointing at you, because you too, you have your own. You know, most guys
you're expecting and you're paying the full price.
Exactly. So the women will say, okay, you want my body, I want money. They now say you're a gold digger. Yes, but they are forgetting that they too want you, and most of the time the intentions they have for you is not right. They just want to sleep with you and move to the next one.
We'll
so it's like, I know what you're trying to do. I want to do the same thing to
that you're doing, and now somebody's crying. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and for my jam results.
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show, you for that.
Ladies and gentlemen, #1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for #1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Check it out.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, but do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym, though, you're getting fat. Cricket.
She says she does show dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying.
So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I will not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the better? You scissors. What is his name?
That woman.
Damn! Yeah,
Today we'll go here.
Hey!
Let's catch up now.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. See you entertainment.
you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join.
Welcome back. We're still having this conversation and Miriam is ready.
Yes, I would like to just go back to the point you were making about how marriages were transactional historically, and the difference now. So you were right, the marriage itself was a marriage also between families. It wasn't really about the one man and the one woman. It was about the family, and it had to be something that was mutually beneficial. And you would hear stories of the time where the couple or the boy or the girl would be in love with someone else who the family didn't think was suited for their family, and they would run off or elope or things like that. Then I feel that we now got to a point where, people are now allowed to pick their mates, pick your partners, and, just for how you feel for each other. But I think where we are today is that we have combined what we used to do historically and what we did after, which is we have now made dating the person that we have chosen
commercial,
about what is financially beneficial to us. We pick this, put it together, and that is where we are. So our dating is transactional, our courtship is transactional, and and for me, I feel that where we are is dangerous, because with the marriage being transactional, you knew it was just about the families, but then both of you now understood that in the marriage itself, between us, we need to learn to be husband and wife. And usually you hear people say it was an arranged marriage. It took us time. We had the marriage, then we found the love, But now you're seeing people dating and courting and saying that they love each other, but they are also using all that monetary whatever, and it's clouding them. And I like the point you made. I had, to make when you made it, I was like, oh, she went ahead of me, which is many women have been deceived into thinking that a man loves them because he spends a lot of money on them. And when he moves on to the next person and starts spending money, you're so angry. You're calling it heartbroken. He's like, heartbroken? How?
You saw the red flags.
And then you hear conversations like, after all I've done for you, and you're like, same, likewise. And you provided that, and I took care of all your needs, so they're now shocked. They now come to their girlfriends and be saying, he used me. And all of us will be saying, yes, he used you. But the truth is, yes. And that was why, when we start having conversation, we say, ask exactly what this relationship is about. Because one thing also I think people fail to understand is, as beautiful and as exciting money is, it will cloud your judgment on a lot of things. So if you're a certain type of person and you're looking for a certain type of husband, including money, let's just say you have found the money, now find out, is he the husband material that you're looking for? There are men as well. Exactly, there are men as well who target rich women. They'll say, see, me, I'm a fine boy, whatever.
I'm bringing that to the table.
Yes, that's what I'm bringing to the table. When you go out, people will say that you are standing beside a good-looking man. Yes, I don't have any money. Exactly. And then they get married, And in that case, yes, it's a transaction, but he feels that he's bringing something. That you are the woman that has all these things. You have to ask exactly. You have to know beyond, if I did not have this money, is this a relationship that could work? You cannot be naive. Okay, you have a call. You cannot be naive about, the terms of agreement of your own conversation. When you finish, I'll come back.
Yes, so we have a call on the line, Onabanjo from Akowonjo. Good morning, are you there?
Come in again.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
To all of you.
Thank you.
Good morning. Indeed, this topic is a very useful one in this generation. You see, this generation entirely, the generation of social media. When ladies will see that the yardstick for them to get married, to any man has to be his bank account. It's so unfortunate, and this goes out to all the parents. all the parents, the way they train, the Bible says, train up your child in the way of the Lord, and he will never depart from it. He or she will not depart from it. The way they train their child, you see a 20-year-old girl coming to bring gifts, a lot of gifts that she has not worked for, phones, to her mom. And her mom
questions should be asked.
refused to ask that. Where are you getting these things from? You know, and that is why you see a lot of ritual killings going on in Nigeria. They see a bank account of a guy, you know. Let me make an example. When I was to get married to my wife, the only account I had, the only money I had in my bank account was 200 and something thousand. That was 2017. But as God would do it, second year of my marriage, I got my own house. That was a present, a wedding present. Look at it. That was a wedding present that I got from that was the wedding present I got for my wedding. So look at it. So I knew that my wife had something doing, and I could see that the future was bright for both of us. And here we are today. But you see what is going on in Nigeria. I just laugh at this generation. I laugh. It's just unfortunate.
Thank you, sir.
It's very, very unfortunate.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. You were wrapping up.
Yes. So I was saying that when money is involved, you know, we should be careful. That can also blind you to someone's, you know, real intentions. And I was going to, you know, I was trying to make a comparison between how it used to be and now. So also I wanted to say historically, right, men used to pay women, but who were the women that they paid? They were the prostitutes outside, the mistresses, the concubines. Those ones knew exactly, like boxes where, you know, everybody had their box. So the women outside, those group of women, knew that this man was never going to marry me. And if even I have a child by this man, that child would be called a bastard, meaning that child could not openly take the man's name and or have inheritance. And what the woman got from being married is that your children will inherit, you know, their heirs to this person. You on the outside, you are just, you know, for fun. And you understood your place. Now
so they pay you heavily for your place.
Heavily or not, so whatever your price is, you are paid. But now I'm seeing that those lines are blurred. So here you are. What are you? Are you the one that is just being paid because they need something from you? While they have a person that they, you know, you were trying to make the point that men are quite strategic, they know what they want and things like that. Yes, I've heard people say that you find a man who would have dated like 2 women or 3 women so well over a long period of time, they all think that they are the main person. Then he comes, he marries one particular person, and he'll say from the very beginning, he's always known that this one is the wife. This one is just for the fun of it. You know, now, final, I was just working on a theory. But final theory where we are today, with how women are now demanding money, is that they realize, oh, so when you are now paying me, you know from the beginning that it's just for fun. I didn't know. I thought that this was it shows that you love me. Okay, so it's so that I'm not a victim. Why don't we do it this way? We're not sure of your feelings, right? No, I'm saying I think that's the working theory now. Now let's, you know, now I get it. You come for fun, but I will not give it to you for free because there's so many girls who were actually, when they give it to you, they just give it to you like gift. Meanwhile, everything that is meant to have been done with a wife has been done with you and everything. And you have allowed it because you thought you are going to end up being wife. But now you realize, oh, I'm not going to be wife. And okay, I'm in this situation. Let me get what I will get. But all in all, it just means that even though we're not calling it the name,
what it is.
It's prostitution.
No, I disagree with you. But let's take this call. Wale from Lagos Island.
I have a different point.
Yes, please. Wale from Lagos Island. Are you there, Wale?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, welcome.
Actually, I love this topic. Let me first of all say happy Salah celebration today.
Thank you.
I just like opportunity to call into this topic. It's my first time calling.
Welcome to the show.
Special clap.
Yeah, thank you, man. So actually, what I would say, we're not looking at the root cause. We have a root cause on this, which is the society where we are. There are some things that enhance poverty in the society, which affect the topic you are talking of today. the government, are we enjoying as a person, as a citizen of this country, that a lot of things we're not benefiting? And this has become something that triggered poverty in the society. If the poverty level in the society is minimal, relationship will be more, it will affect all life of human, the citizen of the country. Now, everybody struggles to live a comfortable life in this current society we have. And that has affected human life, everything. Relationship today is not something men out there embrace anymore. Because currently, men prefer, let me have my baby, take care of my baby, and I live my life. The women out there in the society, they are not even giving their best into the relationship anymore. So far, they can live their life too without men. This has affected a caller call. It's talk about social media. It has a lot of impact, negative impact in our lives today. There was an expression given to a woman who was talking among you guys, saying that men are calculative. Gone are the days when men are calculative. Currently, it is time women are calculative too. It's wrong. Because why I kick against that point is that currently, men are not getting the best from the
why is it wrong,
relationship.
Sir? Can I ask you why you think it's wrong? Men have always been calculative. Now women are turning the tables and becoming calculative, and it's wrong. Why is it wrong when it's the woman that is calculating what the men have always calculated? Why is it wrong, sir?
Okay. Why is wrong is that, we currently so many marriages and experiences I had is when you pick a woman that, I want to marry this. There are many guys outside that are looking for a good woman. They couldn't get.
Okay.
You understand? When they get one, I've witnessed recently a marriage that just, a new marriage, new wedded couples. The guy discovered that this lady is still giving attention to the previous boyfriend. The guy has to cut off. So he is not even comfortable with now this generation.
Thank you, Mr. Wale. Thank you for that. Before I come to talk about, because I know she has written a full notebook on the lecture she wants to give us today. Just kidding. If I come to you, you mentioned something that was interesting to me, which is we should not just pay attention to the money. Of course, that's not what we're saying here today. That's not what I'm saying here today. But we always assume that a man that has money does not have character. When we're having conversations of money, we'll try to separate it. No. Don't focus on the money.
We didn't say that.
Don't focus on the money. Focus on the other attributes.
Raise them
you
all
can
together.
have you can have people who have money and have other good attributes. The idea is it's not even about how much a man is giving you. It's the willingness to give. When we started our relationship, we had men who did not have money. They were where everybody was working together. But what stood out was the fact that even in the 1 naira, you were able to share. That's what we're saying. That's on one hand. Secondly, many men want to have a relationship, and you highlighted that point. You also talked about it, where you want the full benefits of a wife. You are dating. You are sleeping with her. Or two of you are sleeping with each other, the way they used to say it. She's cooking. She's washing. She's cleaning. If you outsource those things to other people, you would pay. You pay people to come and do all of that for you. But now a girlfriend is giving you all of the benefits. And you know you won't even marry the girlfriend. Even if you want to marry her, the only time she now says, give me money, you are calling her a gold digger. Pay for those services. The way they used to do dating at the time before was the fact that we are dating, we maybe just hang out. The idea of dating originally is just Nigerians that came to change the whole thing. We hang out. We get to know each other. We go to the library to read. We go to the cinema. We walk on the garden. Hold hands, and everybody goes home. Go to the farm and whatever it is, and everybody goes home. You go back to your parents' house. The boy goes back to his house or his parents' house. Now we are dating and having relationships where we are exchanging sexual favors. we're exchanging what's it called?
I don't understand sexual
hold on.
favors.
Yes, now, I don't understand.
I don't understand it because you are doing each other.
Yes,
one person is not doing the other.
Are you supposed to be doing each other while you're dating? Shouldn't you wait for marriage?
Because I was making a point.
Yeah, let me complete this. You're not waiting for marriage to collect the benefits of a wife. You're collecting it in a relationship. And she also wants to collect the benefits of her.
Since you don't know that you have to pay.
To wait. So we want to collect now, and you are calling the person a gold digger. What I see is many men who jump into calling people gold diggers and those you don't even have the gold to dig.
Okay, so
I believe that.
Sorry, I was just about to end when that call came.
Came in, yeah.
Yes, and I think you're headed there, but let me just,
wrap it up
quickly. I think it's women that are still trying to figure out. It's women that are confused. Men have never been confused. I was trying to end with, now we call ourselves different names, but when a man pays for sexual favors or whatever, it's either prostitution, it's either you're a mistress, it's either you're a concubine. I would say a prostitute is the person that knows and does it with different people, knowing at the end of it she's getting money. And there are people like that who have arranged themselves to be that kind of people. But we call them a different name today. We call them different names. They are not prostitutes, but they just meet you and hookups, right?
Yeah, hookups.
The mistress or the concubine is the one who knows this is a man that is married, taking care of his family, but you are in one corner believing that he loves you because he's giving you a lot of money. You are calling it love. You are calling it love, but he believes that he's just giving you, he's just treating like a mistress. And men have done this over the years.
Thank you, Mary.
So that's what I'm just saying. Now, for the women, their confusion is you don't know the name to call it, but the names have not changed.
Thank you for putting the name.
We have a caller and then I come to you. Sorry, it's okay. Marvelous from Kaduna. Good morning, Marvelous.
Thank you very much, Marvelous, for giving us opportunity to say something. So, for me, I was going to, what I was going to write is, what I wrote down was that we have prostitution that is happening in different places under different names. And I'm so happy that I didn't even think of the concubine and mistress. So thank you for bringing that out. The concubine and mistress are the same thing. Prostitute is the outside person that is with multiple people. But if a married woman or a married man is saying, I won't get intimate with you until you pay me money, you are also being prostitute inside the marriage.
With one customer, Abby?
With one customer. You are now the mistress. You are a mistress or a mister, whatever. You are the one, because you are now asking for money in exchange for sexual intimacy with your partner. I believe that when we talk about, I'm cleaning the house of my boyfriend, if it is act of service, so now my own is that's how I show my love. I show my love with act of service. So it is for me. Is that if I love you, I would want to do something for you. I would want to better your life. My first boyfriend, I bought bed sheets for their house, even for the parents' bed, because the bed sheet did not look good. And I would not be, I would take care of you because like in my head, this is how I will show you. Yes, this is how I will show you.
It's not my love language.
So it's not even a money transaction thing. I know that we speak on money and we speak on the fact that we're having intimacy. I don't want to use intimacy, and we're saying money for intimacy and all of that. Now, so in marriages, there's some marriages that by medical condition, intimacy cannot happen. And they don't know how to relate because the only thing that glues that marriage, the only thing they had going for them was inside the other room. And now they have put you people on bed rest for one reason or the other, or something has happened and that marriage is in crisis. They start going outside because there were no values and strong things binding them together. In the beginning, there wasn't friendship, there wasn't love, because everything was purely transaction. It was just, you give me money, I give you the other room. Okay, we are good. So we need to have more. Once the man loses his job, the woman is looking outside for the other that will cover bills. Once the woman cannot do other room, the man is looking outside for who? I had someone the man toasted me till tomorrow. Like my parents even got to know, my mom got to know him, and I found out later that the woman was on bed rest. Like he was married, his wife was on bed rest. There was no story he did not say. I said, Oga, you are married. He said, the woman is killing my life. I found out later, because I did makeup for the woman's younger sister, and I found out she just gave birth. And she was like, oh, she was just gisting me that, I've been on bed rest since I got pregnant. And then I now saw the husband there. The man did not talk to me again since then. But because he knew I could put 2 and 2 together, this was me as a single girl. But now I'm realizing that there are some of these things that we don't, and that's why we're having this conversation.
People fall for this.
So we have a caller on the line, then I'll come to Abigail. Moses from Port Harcourt.
Oh, so you know when we talk about mistresses, prostitutes, and everything, does not mean that we're absolving the men that are involved. So if you are a prostitute user, what is it?
Yes. So I have a question before I come to you. So are we saying that? So what I'm hearing is we are putting money before you give me. That's a different conversation from the fact that I'm taking care of you, and I expect you to take care of me.
Yes, so if you say I come to your house and I wash and I clean, first of all, who sent you to wash and clean?
No, but it's
why are you expecting money for that?
Yes, what if I give you, instead of me giving you, what if it is quality time I used to pay you back for that?
Which is okay. As long as the man is giving a form of investment.
No, but we are discussing people that are expecting money for this thing.
So now, not everybody would value certain things, and that's okay. No, you cannot force people to value, and it's okay. Some, like me, I'm not an act of service person. If I come to your house, I will not wash plates for you. I will not sweep for you. My father used to pay me to wash his clothes because he knew I did not like to wash his clothes. So the only way he could get me to wash his clothes was to say, oh yeah, I'll pay you so and so. When I was in the university, I used to pay people to wash my clothes. I was paying my younger brothers to wash my clothes. So are you saying now? Wait, is that such a what?
It's an important point for parenting.
Yes.
Because parents have, we've discussed whether you should pay your children to do chores.
Certain chores.
Not.
No, so I don't like
what it will mean.
No, it doesn't mean anything because nobody pays me to cook. You see the way you go and clean your boyfriend's house? That's why I cooked for almost all the boys in the university for free. We all have different things that we naturally like to do. And the other ones that we don't like to do, that people have put it as a form of responsibility in this relationship. Is it a crime to ask for something for that?
That's why I have a cleaner now and I pay the
Abigail, I would like Abigail to respond.
Okay, so I'm going to add to the question.
I think you should feel your partner's impulse before you do certain things. If I'm coming to meet Mr. A, I won't expect that how I saw Mr. A is how I will see Mr. B, because there are people who genuinely don't know how to gift. They just believe that, okay, I am here for you. They don't know it because they are not used to it. So
they didn't have a template. Nobody
don't.
Them
So I feel that you should teach your partner how to treat you. And you should be able to talk. For instance, now, you're doing it, what I do most times if I get into a relationship, I love acts of service and I love sharing gifts too. So if I notice that you're not the one that gives, I will keep giving you. I give naturally. I won't even tell you. But I will expect that if I don't get it from you, I will ask you, what's up? I love this stuff. I will not tell you buy it.
Why?
I love this stuff.
Why won't you tell the person?
I want to know the kind of. I won't force you to do it.
If you can pick up something.
I won't force you to do it, but I expect that relationship till it gets to marriage, you're still getting to know yourselves. So you don't get to know the person totally. It's in the relationship you know, okay, this person cannot give me gift though. I've seen someone that said in the whole 13 years of marriage, she never got anything from her husband. And she keeps giving anniversary, she will be the one that will go to hotels and all that.
If you're in a relationship, if you're married, you should let the person know.
Yes,
I'll tell you.
Not many people can.
I learned. I did not know how to, but I realized, I've met also that busy mentioned ask. And I started asking, and I started getting.
So in relationships,
so I feel that most of these men, once they are poor, they pretend a lot. They'll pretend they love you, they can come clean, they can come be with you from morning till night. It's not. You will know the real person when they have the money.
Yes. They say money reveals you.
You will know. So all those times they say, oh my God, he doesn't have money, but he cares for me. Lorira is a lie. Because when they now have the money, you know, but you were doing these things. I say, so now you can say it.
Okay. So me, I like the part where you said sometimes you need to teach people because they don't know. You remember the story I told you of my mom's cousin who the wife said the husband didn't give her anything. In his the way he defended it, he says, as you see, we have nothing. Everything I do is to make sure that there's food on the table, we're paying rent. So I did not think, I did not think about the extras. But my mom says, no, women like that. No matter how tiny
it is,
and extra.
That's what
so that person was not pretending. He didn't know, but he just also felt that, see, she will not. One day, landlord will not come to this house and throw her things out because I'll make sure rent is paid. I'll make sure there's food on the table. I'll make sure that we have clothes on our backs. He didn't know that extra thing.
So that was
you can teach that sort of thing.
And he started doing it.
And for me, she never mentioned it, obviously, in relationship, but by the time we got married, it was something she spoke to and felt it was comfortable to speak to my mother about. I feel that a lot of people don't say things in relationship because it's a relationship. We don't know where this is headed. And in relationship, you sort of test people. If you give them if you open the whole script, then you have given them
everything.
Exactly what to do because that's what you're expected. Sometimes you want to see if they take initiative. You want to see who they truly are. If there's some things you missed, you can open up in marriage. But those things that they miss in relationship is why people will tell you it's a deal breaker. No, when they sit with you and like, but why? Then she says, you didn't do this, you didn't do this. And once the person, I've had those conversations, the person says, okay, I'll do it now. You shouldn't have told me. Because I had to tell you. That I had to tell you. That it did not occur to you.
That's what people are.
Even Nigerians.
Sometimes it's comparison. So I did not feel there was anything wrong with me not getting gifts from my husband. It did not occur to me. But then I was with among friends and they say, oh, my husband bought me the phone. I'm the one that bought the phone for myself. My husband bought me car. I bought it for myself. I'm like, my husband too should be buying me something too now. And then it was based, I probably wouldn't think of it if I did not have that community. Sometimes those comparisons are not healthy as well if you have the conversation. So I had the conversation and business like, you can ask. And I asked. And I realized where we were. And I realized what he did not see it as a big deal. And since then, and I mean even beg and say, stop buying biscuits. I'm like, no matter what, just when you go somewhere, just pick something. Go to the gym, you buy something.
Can I tell you one of the cutest things my husband does for me?
Please.
My husband travels quite often, very often. You know the pack that they give in the plane? He never eats it. Everybody in the house, my children know, that pack is for me.
You. Wow.
It's deliberate. It's nothing. It does not cost any extra money. But that is our thing. When is that your mommy's pack? The children know.
Mommy's pack. So that's what I'm saying, right? It doesn't have to be go and steal money to come and satisfy me. Of course not. But your ability to think of me when I'm not there and remember to get me something is what we are saying and what we're asking of. So now, we also mentioned that women who are independent, when they're getting into a relationship, are not expecting any man to do anything. They don't tire. You see all this naturally, a woman is a receiver. No matter how small it is. I see very independent women who are making money, who feel good when their husband or their partner or their boyfriend buys them something. No matter how small. I know how good it felt when a friend called me recently that, guess what, my husband just bought me so and so. And I received it with joy. I felt good. It showed that somebody else cared for me. Women are natural nurturers. They nurture everybody but themselves most of the time. So it's also good to relax into the hands of a man who will nurture you in whether it's a little way, because
based on what he can afford.
So now I want us to go back to what do we now teach our young people, right?
Girls.
Hold on. I never asked the question finished.
Young boys.
What do we now teach our young people on how to carry out this sort of relationship? I want to give a quick example of my husband was not always the giver. I know you people will see him now and think, this one is a Odogu. He was not always like that. His sister in the university told me that if you want my brother to buy something for you, tell him. She was giving me that advice based off of their mommy and their daddy and the quarrel they're still quarreling till today. Of mommy has always been independent. She doesn't know how to ask. She never asked.
So she gave you
and daddy assumed that is it till today. He cannot come out of the assumption. And he told me that men don't change. What they start with is how they continue. It's women that are fluid, can evolve from left, right, center, and all of that. And she gave me that tip. Since I got that tip, I started asking. And in the ask, if it's not available, he will say, okay, we're working towards something. Let's wait for this time. Let's wait for that time. And he started giving. Till today, he doesn't just wake up and give. I ask.
Oh, okay.
So there are people that if you don't ask, they will not give.
It doesn't occur to some people.
Yeah, it doesn't occur to some people. If you don't ask them, there are some people that are natural givers. So how do we advise our young women and men in their dating, their expectations of what they should be getting in the relationship, what they are expected to the extent to which they are giving or getting? How do we
So this conversation is also important for young boys, because a lot of people will think this is a way to call out girls that collect money. But also this is a conversation to correct boys, young boys, their perception on making money however they make the money so that they can have a relationship. I know sometimes we say to young men, if you don't have money, you don't have a car, you don't even have a business, getting married. And because it can be so blanket, it may mean that if you are poor, don't even dare go to a woman. What we're saying is that a woman would appreciate, there's so many things that a woman appreciates in a man, even when he doesn't have money, because the money will come. That your generosity can be shown long before you start having that sort of money to show generosity in that way. Your thoughtfulness will show, your kindness will show that when the money comes, you amplify it. So what is important? A woman, apart from that money she likes, it's about security, it's about feeling safe. A woman likes to know that she will be protected and well taken care of. And it can come in various ways. If the money isn't there yet, you know, she understands. And when the money comes, she knows that you will be generous even in your money, because you have shown that generosity even when you had so little, you know, so you would show up. So for me, I hope that this is more to the young man who may be distracted by these Yahoo boys or boys who are looking for quick money, buying black soap, you know, doing all sorts of things because they want quick money, and they think that that's what will get them the woman. It's not about that. Money is just there,
so
and it finishes.
I just want to say that some men believe that once they have you, they have you. And doing the extras is not necessary because they have you at home. And then I feel that you as a woman, you shouldn't be comfortable in your barest minimum. For instance, if you want something, you don't say, because I've had past hurt, I did this and it affected my other relationship, I don't want to speak up. I feel that both for the man and the woman, you guys should be on the table before you even start all this, your sexual favors and all that. Discuss it. This is what I like. This is my love language. This is how I want you to be treated. Do you think you can treat me that way? I think you should feel yourself more before you actually proceed to the next stage.
That's what parents have been telling us.
Final comments. Just feeding off what you just said. Just the same way they say sex blinds you to the reality of the relationship, so does money. When somebody love bombs you with lots of gift bombs you, you become blind to their very obvious red flags, and you might enter into a disaster in the name of relationship. So also sex. Some people are so good in the other room, but they are bad everywhere else. And you will enter into the relationship because you are blinded by the other room. Open your eye. Then finally, in every relationship, please, every man and woman, express yourself. Babe, I love you. I know to get money now, but I go take care of when I get money. It's okay. The guy also can say, boy, I loved you when you did not have money. Now I'm seeing money and you're not taking care of me. Be able to express yourself. If you're in a relationship with somebody and you cannot say what's on your mind, it's an unhealthy relationship. Leave.
You should be able to talk to each other.
Thank you, ladies, for this contribution. We need to understand that dating is dating. Relationships are relationships. Marriages are marriages.
Yes,
the problem we have is that we have blurred the lines of everything. So once if somebody says hi to you, the next minute you have carried your load to prostitution. You have carried your load. Now, is it wrong for a woman to choose to become, we are going, a wife to the husband, a side chick to the same husband, and a mistress to the same husband? Can you be that 1 in 3? Because we expect the man to have security, to have excitement, to have...
You can use the words however you want to use the words. But what the meaning is, exactly. It's someone outside the marriage, not the person inside. But if you want to use the word just for your husband, you can use it.
We can combine it.
No, you can't, because the essence of the word side chick is that you are not married to this man, you're outside. But if you want to call yourself your husband's side chick for the excitement of it in your home, by all means.
If I also want to collect plenty money from him for the excitement, whatever.
Do you?
Thank you so much, ladies. That was an interesting conversation. I hope you all have learned something and, you know, listened to the different perspectives. Happy, the final decision is yours. Happy in the Eid Mubarak. Yes, happy Eid Mubarak. Enjoy your Salah break. Enjoy your Ram.
Christmas.
And Enjoy everything else. We'll see you again tomorrow. Your View Pigeon. Stay tuned with us. Bye-bye now.